Hey guys, I haven't vlogged a lot this week, and there are good reasons for that, but I don't feel like sharing them. I think I need to kind of reevaluate the situation with this vlog. I was doing daily for a while, and I don't know, it's not that I've gotten more busier or anything like that. I just don't feel like vlogging. And I think I'm allowed to feel that way sometimes. The other thing that I've noticed too is that when I vlog a lot, I'm not getting a lot of views. So yeah. But also the people that watch the vlogs tend to feel like, oh, well, I watched the vlog. I know what she's doing. I don't need to actually talk to her anymore. And that's really depressing for me because I'm actually getting pretty lonely and there's nobody to talk to ever. So, yeah. Um, Great. So the last time I talked to you, I'm pulling up YouTube and stuff and going through comments because I know I got a couple. So the last time I talked to you, I was getting ready to head to sports day and was wearing my beautiful yellow. Um, Sports day was actually pretty fun. It wasn't near as intimidating as I was expecting it to be, so that was nice. Other things, like, I don't know, it was just really funny, like, getting to meet my kids' parents and see how my kids, like, interact with them. And then also, uh, it was really, like, when they first got there, they were all, even though I see them every day, the little kindergarten kids, I see them every day, but they were still like shy because they were with their parents, and so I was like, hello, and instead of being like, teacher, like they normally are and swarming on me, they were like, hi. And I was just like, okay. But then by the end of the day, yeah, I had like kids on my lap and kids hanging around my neck while we were sitting on the floor waiting for the next game, and parents smiling like, oh great, my kid loves her teacher and she's letting them swarm her, yay. So that was awesome. um yeah, because I really do like my kids. They're a little much sometimes, but yeah, they actually are a lot of fun. So I'm reading through some comments. Wayne actually got on here and posted a bunch of comments. I'm assuming that there's questions in here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. Have I been learning more Korean? Sort of, yes and no. So this week, actually today, is the last day of the Korean class that Kristen and I signed up for, and I've learned a good bit. I can read Hangul now. I've got some basic phrases and a basic idea of how the structure works, but I'm not anywhere near where I was hoping I would be. I think I've talked about before, I wanted like a survival Korean class where we went in there and weren't allowed to speak English and they made us speak Korean, and that totally wasn't what this was. Um, I'm not sure if I'm going to take another class at the same center, or if I'm going to try to do something on my own, or if I'm going to find another school. I haven't decided yet, but today's the last day of the class that we're in now. So that's what's going on with that. Um, and he also asks, is there enough English speaking going on that it's not necessary? I mean, honestly, me trying to learn Korean while I'm here is a little overkill, especially for as short as I've been in the country. Most of my coworkers kind of laughed at Kristen and I when we signed up for the class. They were like, huh, yeah, noobs. Everybody tries that and then you give up. And honestly, at this point, I kind of want to learn Korean just to prove them wrong. Because it's kind of, I mean, you don't have to learn it. You can get by, either you ask the people at school that, the Korean teachers at school, hey, can you help me fill out this form? I need to go to this place. Can you write out the address in Korean so I can give it to the cab driver? Just those kinds of things. You can really actually get around fairly easily without speaking Korean. But I think I said before, I really don't like having that communication gap. I want to have the ability to talk to people, if I want to. Um, do you think that learning more Korean would get you going outside more? Wayne knows me very well. I mean, honestly, I'm going outside here now more than I did when I was in Ohio. Did that make sense? I don't know. Let me try again. Like when I was in Kent and I was living in my apartment, I still didn't go out much, and my reasoning was that, well, where am I going to go? What am I going to do? There was stuff to walk to in town, but there wasn't a lot of it. And if I was driving somewhere, I felt like I needed to have a destination, otherwise I was wasting gas. Um, Whereas around here, I mean, if you're willing, you can walk pretty much anywhere in the city. It's not like in Ohio where, you're walking through cornfields. And, there's the taxis are really cheap. You can go. And I have been getting out of the house more, which is nice. But yeah, it's the big thing was just me getting used to being outside by myself. I was really nervous the first couple weeks, the first month that I was here, to go outside by myself, because I was afraid I would get lost. I was afraid I'd get in a situation where I needed to have somebody with me. But actually now it's getting a lot easier to just kind of be like, I'm going to go for a walk and then just see where I end up. So that's good. Wow, Wayne, you wrote me little paragraphs. What else do we have? Are there any habits that you used to have that you find yourself no longer doing? I mean, little things like eating. The things that I eat are different here because, yeah. I've mostly gained new habits. The big thing that took a lot of getting used to was just not wearing shoes in the house. I've been using my fuzzy socks a lot more, because when I was at home, I would just wear my shoes when my feet got cold, but you can't do that here. I mean, you can. I know people here that will wear their shoes in their apartment, but I don't, because I'm trying to adapt. Also, not wearing my shoes at school still takes some getting used to. Other habits. I've generally been, that's my mom, I've generally been a better housekeeper here. Vlogging. I've generally been a better housekeeper here. Like, I've kept on my laundry better and my dishes and things like that. It did take a while when I first got here. I kind of slipped into back into the habits that I had when I was at Kent, where my apartment would just be trashed and I didn't care. And she's still messaging me. I told her I was vlogging. But yeah. So, yeah, I'm cleaner. Are there any new habits that you've picked up? I already told you. Anything else? You learn when you're walking on the street to be constant vigilance. Think Mad Eye Mooney, because the cars don't care if you're there. They will come within 6 inches of you and try to run over your feet. So that's fun. Leo had asked a question like a week ago that I never ever answered. Evidently I looked nice one day, and he commented on the fact that, here we go, are Korean beauty standards already rubbing off on you? A little bit. It's no secret to anybody. I am very good at succumbing to peer pressure, and most of the girls at my school do not dress like I normally did. Actually, none of them dress like I dress. I have nothing in my entire wardrobe that resembles anything that any of them wear on a regular basis. I'm not saying that they're glamazons. I'm just saying that most of them are pretty girly girls, and skirts are normal, and they go out shopping for nice shoes, and even Kristen wears beautiful headbands with flowers. Peer pressure. Do you see this? Peer pressure. And that video that he was commenting on, I was actually wearing makeup, because every once in a while I wear makeup, and I was going out that night and it was fun. Is there a lot of pressure for girls and women to look a certain way in Korea? For Koreans, yes. There is definitely a lot of pressure to kind of conform to their idea of ideal beauty, which they have and are very vocal about. It's very specific. There is an ideal form that you are supposed to have. And if you don't, you're supposed to constantly strive to get to that. And it is a little intimidating, but the nice thing is I'm not Korean. I am not expected to uphold those beauty standards. And even if I tried, they really wouldn't care, because I am outside of, it's that whole thing. I'm not Korean. I will always be an outsider. I could live here for the next 20 years and nobody would care. I'm still not Korean. So, that's nice for me, because now I don't have to buy skin lightener and crazy things like that. Is that different for Koreans and non-Koreans? Yes, we have different standards. With us, they pretty much go, oh, well, they're foreigners. She's wearing man shoes. She's foreigner. That's normal. She didn't hold her chopsticks correctly. She's a foreigner. She's allowed. But for a Korean to do those things would be very bad. And not bad, but definitely frowned upon. I'm going to post an Eat Your Kimchi video in the comments that has more information on this, because I need to go to school, and they're better at explaining things than I am. But yeah, so I'll see you guys later. Bye.